Okay, sa mga mima ko dyan, i-imagine nyo to. Nasa ancient China ka. Year 600s pa lang. Tapos yung society, super patriarchy. As in kung babae ka, ang default life mo ay tahimik lang, anak, asawa, mga gawaing bahay, ganun. Tapos public office, leadership, emperor, uy, bawal yun. Hindi yan para sa'yo. Pero, there was one woman who said na, bakit bawal? Sino may sabi? Push ko to. And she didn't just break the rules, guys, no? Siya mismo, ginawa niya sarili niya na isang emperor. The one and only female emperor in 3,000 plus years of Chinese imperial history. This is the wild, bloody, brilliant, heavily twisted story of Wu Zetian. The woman na hanggang ngayon, scholars cannot decide, was she a monster or the smartest ruler China ever had? Let's dive deep. Alam mo yung feeling na grabe parang pang K-drama yung plot pero real life pala. Ganyan guys si Wu Zetian. Her life was literally a mix of palace intrigue, political chess moves, chismis at propaganda at mga accusations na sobrang intense na kahit teleserye writers di ba sobra na yan? Pero ito yung catch guys, no? Most of the sources written about her were by men. Decades or centuries after she died. Kaya madaming bias, ang daming embellishment, ang daming questionable claims. So ngayon ang gagawin natin, ihiwalay natin yung facts from myth, yung propaganda versus actual records, at yung juicy chika versus scholarly receipts. Okay, so si Wu Zetian or Wu Zhao, ang tunay niyang pangalan, was born around 624 AD into a wealthy family. So si homegirl was smart, educated, and articulate. Rare for women noong panahon na yun. So fun fact guys, no, during Tang Dynasty, women had slightly more freedom. Pwede sila mag-ride ng horses, pwede mag-aral a bit, pero leadership, nope. At 14, she was taken into the palace as a concubine of Emperor Taizong. Parang internship sa pinaka-toxic ng workplace sa China. But guys, she was sharp. She observed everything and she learned politics firsthand. Normally guys, no, kapag natsugi yung emperor, all his concubines were sent to a Buddhist convent. Parang mandatory retirement siya. Pero si Wu Zhao guys, dahil close siya sa circle ng bagong emperor na si Gaozong, she was unusually recalled to the palace. Pinabalik siya sa palace, which historians agree was rare pero recorded. By 655 AD, she dethroned the previous empress and took her place. Ito na guys yung part na maraming accusations sa ancient texts, including the famous claim na she killed her own infant daughter to frame her rival. But modern historians warn na ang dami daw sa mga claims na yan came from anti-Wu scholars writing decades later and sobrang bias yung tone. May political motive kasi a strong woman in power, scandalous, threatening, and devil-coded. So for this video guys, I'll mention the claims pero I will clarify kung alin yung historically verified versus propaganda. Now, when Emperor Gaozong suffered stroke, Wu Zetian began handling state affairs. So officially guys, no, Empress consort siya. Pero in practice, she was already the acting ruler. And this is supported by multiple historical records. Now, after matsugi ni Gaozong guys, she became Empress Dowager. Basically, Queen Mother and ruled as regent for her son. Pero eventually, hindi na siya nagpa-regent-regent. Hindi na siya nagpa-proxy. So sabi niya, why pretend? I-push ko na to, diba? Total nandito na ako. Now, si Wu Zetian declared herself emperor, founded her own dynasty, Zhao Dynasty, and became the only woman in China to ever take the throne in her own name. Hindi na empress consort, hindi na empress dowager, hindi na regent. As in emperor. Full title, full authority. Nakita na yung juicy part guys. Kasi halos lahat ng kwento tungkol kay Wu Zetian are either super villain coded or super feminist queen icon. But the truth, siya guys, more complicated. Bakit? Kasi ito yung mga accusations against her from the old text. Sabi, she allegedly executed rivals, she allegedly killed her own daughter, she allegedly poisoned people, and she allegedly eliminated political opponents brutally. But, and this is important these accounts were written by Confucian male historians after she died. A culture that firmly believed na women should never rule. So, yun, maraming bias. Sabi nga ng modern historians, check the source before you judge the woman. So ito yung actual verified facts, guys. Yes, she executed rivals. Pero common talaga to sa politics noon, guys. Kasi male rulers did far worse. Pero sila hindi naman tinawag na monsters. She also promoted people based on talent, not family background. Kaya galit sa kanya yung mga aristocrats. She also centralized power and was extremely strict. Again, standard practice to sa emperors, guys. So kung ita-translate natin, she played the political game exactly like male rulers, pero dahil babae siya, mas harsh ang judgment. Okay guys, ito naman yung mga reforms and achievements ni Wu Zetian nung ruler pa siya. So una, yung imperial examination system reforms. Ito yung pinaka-legacy niya, guys, kasi the imperial exam was the way to hire government officials. Kumbaga dito sa atin, parang civil service exam. Pero dati, yung pumapasa lang, anak ng aristocrats, tas people with family connections. Now, si Wu Zetian ang nag-expand nito para mas maraming commoners ang makasali. Perfect, di ba? So, recent 2024 PNAS study shows na nag-lead daw ito to greater social mobility for centuries. Parang siya yung nag-implement ng equal opportunity hiring program nung ancient times. Perfect, di ba? Second is promoted talent over elite families. So, she loved hiring smart people, even if galing sila sa low background. Which is why, yun nga, galit sa kanya yung mga old rich boy families na sanay na sila lang yung in power. Third is Buddhist propaganda and religious legitimacy. Ito guys, ginamit niya yung Buddhism para may divine prophecy energy yung pag-reign niya. So, ito guys, take note, hindi to fake. Normal to sa ancient politics, parang endorsement ni God. Ganon. Her supporters even produced sutras or holy texts na nagsasabing a woman will become a righteous ruler. Girl, PR queen. Fourth is cultural and literary growth. She also supported scholars and writers. Under her, the capital Chang'an and Luoyang became cultural hubs. Fifth is economic stability. Yung reign niya, guys, was surprisingly peaceful and economically stable. Walang major rebellions or national collapse under her. Now guys, habang tumatanda si Wu Zetian, she was already in her 80s. She grew dependent sa kanyang dalawang young brothers na si Zhang Yiji and si Zhang Changzong, na obviously ay namarites as her boy toys. So whether totoo or exaggerated, hindi sure, but it damaged her political credibility. So by 705, court officials launched the Shenlong coup, removed the Shang brothers, and forced Wu Zetian to abdicate or bumaba sa pwesto niya as a ruler. Now she died months later, noong December 705, and her epitaph, a tombstone with no inscription, blanco. Bakit blanco? Kasi her legacy was too controversial to define. Now ito yung tanong guys, why ancient historians hated her? Una kasi guys, Confucianism is equal to strict patriarchy. Kasi nung panahon na yun guys, yung babae daw dapat sa bahay lang. Pangalawa, empowered women were seen as chaos. And she broke every gender rule. So after she died, scholars had a field day making her look like a villain. Ito guys, modern historians view her as una, she was strategic. Pangalawa, politically ruthless. Pangatlo, effective administrator. Pang-apat, visionary in her reforms and victim of sexist historical framing. So in short, she was human, powerful, flawed, controversial, but brilliant. So kung i-base mo sa OG ancient sources, grabe si Wu Zetian, para siyang ultimate villain boss. Pero pag tiningnan mo naman yung modern evidence, ang daming bias, ang daming exaggeration, at minsan plain propaganda. Now, her story forces us to ask, kung lalaki kaya siya, ganito rin kaya ka-harsh ang historical judgment, And more importantly, do we judge women in power differently even today? So guys, kayo, after hearing the whole tea, si Wu Zetian ba ay queen of empowerment o power-hungry villain o somewhere in between? Kung ikaw yung nasa position niya, in a world na bawal ka mag-lead dahil babae ka, would you fight back the same way? How far would you go to claim what the world says you can't have? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If may baka pang story suggestions, crime, mystery, o kahit historical scandal, comment more, DM mo lang sa akin. Malay mo yan ang next Dark Chika natin. Real stories, twisted endings, Dark Chika. This is sa Likod ng Kwento with me, Apple Sison, and as always, don't forget to like, follow, share, and save, and I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay curious. Bye!